Hey everybody, I am just trying to not cut my head off here for a second. Just gonna wait just a couple minutes for some other people to get logged in here. In the meantime, it is just straight up noon, which is crazy that I'm actually on time. Everyone who knows me knows I run like 15 minutes late to everything. Bless those that run late all the time, because that's me. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes. So while we're waiting, just a few things just so that we can try out the chat box, make sure that we're all able to communicate. If you want to drop in the chat box what city you're from or what market you service, that would be awesome. That helps me know kind of where everyone is from. Super cool. I had a gal message me wanting to know what the time difference was in Nigeria so that she could be on the call. So Nigeria, it's 7 p.m., which is kind of crazy. So anyway, it's really exciting to see some of our people around the country starting to join in. We have lots of Canadians that follow us on our platforms, which is really super fun and exciting to see what's going on in their markets. Some countries I've never even heard of, I got to be honest. So it's super cool for me to look up where everyone's from so that we can see where everyone is coming in from and what, how far our reach is getting. So let's see, we've got Indianapolis, Mobile, Alabama, Las Vegas, loving Las Vegas. Cindy here in St. George, she's on my team, some Arkansas, some Boise, Michigan, super cool. All crazy markets, I'm sure. I'm not seeing anyone on here yet that is not experiencing the kind of market that we are. I am going to go ahead and dive in. It is 12:02 and I have a lot of material that I want to cover today. Today's meeting, my assistant is out in class today, so I have to sit here and admit everyone in. So bear with me if I have to stop and I look like I'm losing my place, because I probably am. So anyhow, my topics today are really vague when I put it out there. And the reason being is because for me, my biggest tagline or my biggest goal in sharing with all of you ladies is how to earn a six-figure business. And in doing this business for the last 15 years, it's really interesting to me. When I was new, I would think, all these women, they make six figures or they make seven figures. And I would sit in those meetings and these huge conferences, right, and convention centers where they would have, I don't know, it was crazy, 6,000 to 20,000 people. The last event that I went to was 20,000 people strong, which was nuts. 20,000 people in there, and just thinking to myself, I felt so small. So if there's ever been a time when you have sat in on a meeting and you've sat in at one of these conventions and you're trying to learn as much as you can, right? And we're all trying to absorb as much as we can about the real estate business. If ever there's been a time where you felt like, dang, like those ladies are crushing it, or those, those people up there, those real estate agents are crushing it, how can I do that? I really started this whole thing just so that I could kind of be that voice. I just wanted you to know that while I'm not doing, seven figures, eight-figure businesses, I consistently have done a six-figure business for the last 10 years. And for me, that's a huge feat. Let me tell you, for some of you who are new, how many people are new that have never been on a training program with me before? Just send a me in the chat box, just so I know who, if we've got some new people here. Okay, Amanda. For some of you, Tracy, hi, nice to meet you. For some of you who don't know me, I'm Nicole Briggs. I'm a real estate agent here in small little sunny St. George. We are in the bottom corner part of Utah, and we have a booming market. We have about 250 homes is all that's on our market for sale. When ordinarily we have between, 1,200 to 1,400. So we are in a housing crisis here. And we are still closing real estate, which is really exciting. And that's what I'm here to share with you today. So for me, it was really important for me to get a message out to other women like me, who I feel like I'm more of a majority than I am the minority, because I'm a mom. I've got 4 kids. My husband worked full-time. I worked full-time. Like, we literally worked opposite shift, that we passed each other in the hallway. He would work until 3 o'clock. And then, hi, Cheryl. And then he would get off shift, and then I would cover, and we'd have a babysitter for that little window of 2 hours, or maybe my oldest daughter finally was old enough that she could babysit and she could watch the kids. until I got home from my appointments, but then I'd come home and then I'd have to take off for my listing appointment at 7 o'clock. And then when I wouldn't get it, I'd have to start the day all over again. So for me, I really started this whole thing just wanting to resonate with other women that are in our industry and let them know that it is a possibility and it is attainable to really do this business with, 3 to 5 hours a day. If you can be consistent and give it everything you got, 3 to 5 hours a day is definitely realistic.
Hi. Nada.
There we go. Can you hear me okay? Jeez. I think you can hear me. Let me just make sure. Oh, good. You can hear me. Holy shit. Don't we all love technical difficulties? Okay. So I don't know what happened, but legit, my computer says no internet. So anyway.
Gotta move this thing because this is all set up for some rails and you don't want to be looking at my notes. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, are we ready? Hang on, let me flip my computer because I gotta have my notes. Okay, so anyhow, so what I was saying, back on track. For me, I really just wanted to, oh, hey cutie, who are you? I better get you on mute. There we are. For me, I just really wanted to make sure that I could share with you some of my tips that I went through along the way so that you don't have the same issues that I kind of ran into along the way. So let's hurry and dive in. I know you guys have been patient waiting for me to, so bizarre. But now I want to get to my notes. Let me just get them over here so I can read them while I'm talking. So the first off, so in the email, I was talking about how the secret to guaranteeing your success from the start. So for me, in the very beginning, so whether you're a new agent or you're a seasoned real estate agent, there's just a few things that are core for me. And everyone who kind of knows me knows this. Mindset is a big protecting your mind when you come into work during the day. So my mindset starts the night before. So the night before I'm going to begin my day, my best advice to you is going to be think to yourself, what do you have? Last night, as I was sitting on the couch, I was telling my husband I was like a jam-packed day today. So I had a buyer agent meeting today, and I ended up doing it on the fly because I had to go walk through a property that I had coming up for the day, set myself up so that I had some success, so that I could be as efficient as possible. And I promise you, if there's anything that you'll learn from me in watching some of my coaching is how to become more efficient. Because for me, it was about spending time with my kids. Okay. So the first 5 years of my real estate business, I missed out on so much with my kids that it was really, really sad. And when I say I don't want that for you, I promise you I don't. I'll give you a quick, for instance, for those of you who aren't on, let me just admit her in, who aren't on my Real Estate Talk for Women Facebook group, I had this gal answer one of the questions yesterday, and it like made me sick in my gut because the gal was talking about how she had a 9-month-old baby, and I believe she had kids like small, like a 3-year-old and maybe a 6-year-old, and she was talking about how she was doing some online school for the youngest. How it was just really, really difficult. And one of the comments in the remarks was, if success in this business, you really can't, you can't give it everything that you have. Something to the effect about how you need to allocate more time for your business. You shouldn't be a real estate agent. Literally her advice. And, I beg to differ. Like, I just want you to know that I literally put it now, I really give it 2 to 3 hours a day, my personal real estate business, 2 to 3 hours a day. And I make 6 figures consistently every year. Some days it's more than that, but my kids are now grown and I can give it more than that. But it literally gave me a physical like feeling knowing that someone would actually say that to someone. All these tips is so that you know that it is possible. So the mindset is like a big deal. You're seeing all my books that I have behind me. Everyone who knows me knows my Bible is that real. Literally, I protect my environment and what goes on inside my head more than almost anything else. It's just as important as the food that you eat every day, I promise you. I'll give you a for instance, the office, and let me admit these people, and he just was having a bad day. And so he was having a bad day, and I said to him, hey, you want to know something great? Like, if you have a bad attitude, we're positive. So if you're having a bad day, you might as well just pack up your shit and go back home. Like, I'm not joking. And I wasn't kidding. And he's like, well, I'm just saying. And I said, you don't even have to just say, like, this is my office and positive. And I don't need the outside negativity. Like, I'm sorry that you're having a bad day. I hear you, and I understand, but right now you're working for me and you're in here and you're working. So we check all that stuff at the door. A positive environment. Our jobs are hard enough and they're stressful enough. And I have enough pressure on my life as it is to know that I don't need everyone else's added pressures. Right? So protecting what's going on in your mind is the most important thing. And you are the only one that's really having those thoughts inside your head. And so to make sure that they're positive ones is a big deal. Okay. So the way, like that is number one. That will guarantee your success. So just know that you're going to be a positive person, and that you're going to, stepping into a listing appointment or stepping into a buyer appointment, that you're positive about it. If the words that are coming out of your mouth are like, oh my God, I'm going up against, these 5 other agents, I'm probably not going to get it. You know what? You're right. You probably won't. Positive attitude, and knowing that you're the right person because you are prepared, you've got the marketed stats, no one's going to care more than you, no one's going to give it effort more than you, no one's going to communicate more. Being positive and standing tall and knowing that what you have to bring to the table matters. And if they don't see that, then it may be something to do with the delivery, or it may be the information didn't resonate with them. There must be something going on, but that's first and foremost the biggest thing. The second part to that, the secrets, is you're defining your goals. So everyone knows me, and I hate setting goals, hate it. And I know that to say that, but I literally, when I set goals, I go backwards. So for me, I just have to focus on a deal a week, a deal a week, a deal a week. And we're going to get to that down at the very end, where I'm going to share I'm able to focus on that and why that makes such a big difference. Okay, the second question that was in the email that we sent out was what most newbie realtors are doing wrong and what they should be doing. So if you're not a new real estate agent, 2 years or newer, because I feel like even at 2 years, 3 years, really, you're still just trying to figure it out, right? So if you are a new agent and you're scrambling, here's what I know. To the real estate business, it's always like, what's next, right? You're looking around and there's all these shiny things, right? There's leads over here, and there's, you see all these top producers and they're moving and they're shaking, and you're wondering what you're supposed to do. So the first thing that they do is they try to buy the business. Okay, there is no need to buy business, especially when you're just starting out. When you are just starting out, I have a few. And the biggest tip is that cell phone that you have has a list of contacts in there. And if they were important enough to put in your phone, they're important enough for you to let them know that you're in the real estate. Okay, so in your cell phones, like, is your list of people who you actually talk to, or that you've spoken to, their friends, their family. This happens to be your first go-to when you get this, all right? The second thing, let's talk about leads as a new agent. As a new agent, buying business or buying leads is expensive. It's very expensive. In a go to a top producer, because we're in a buyer seller's market, so there's like a plethora of buyers. Go to one of the top producers and ask them if they have an overflow of leads, and if you can work a few of the leads, and you'll pay them. I can guarantee you're going to find 1 or 2 top producers who are letting their leads go by the wayside. I know, because I've done it. So ask them to say, hey, and ask the team lead, go to your brokerage, go lean into your team lead and say to them, hey, I'm interested in knowing who the top producers are in the office, and is there any way that I can work some of the leads that they may have. It's the best way to get the most experience. Let me just talk real quick about this market. This is like a huge opportunity market for you. So many people about how difficult this market is, and I tend to look at it quite the opposite. The way that I built a 6-figure business was through buyer sales, and I know everyone teaches that listings are key, and you know what? They are. Have one right now, it'll sell in 2 seconds, right? On the side, how many buyer leads are you getting right now? If you're on a team, or if you're a team lead and you're buying leads, or you're getting internet leads, how many people are coming in? I know, because I guarantee my agents 5 leads a month. So times that by 5, I have over 150, almost 200 leads coming in every single month. What are we doing with those people? It's a great question. So does it sound like you're paying for Landvoice or RedX, and you're paying for sell by owner leads or expire leads, which there shouldn't be any expires, but off market leads, or just listed, just sold those leads? What type of intensing, what type of, what's your goal when you are making those phone calls? Are you trying to get them to just list? because I will tell you to do something that's really add to your database. And in this market, this is why it's key. So whether or not you're a new agent, a savvy agent, an experienced agent, whatever kind of agent you, every phone call you make it with intention. The question that you always ask is this, hopefully you're writing this down. Do you currently have a real estate professional who keeps you in touch with the market? Now, this is a statement that I use all the time. I say it all the time. If you don't, no problem. I would love to be that person. They're not in the market to buy right now, or they're not in the market. The market's too crazy. We're not going to do anything right now. Well, great, something. I just want to make sure that I've stayed in contact with you. You've got my contact information. I appreciate you taking a few minutes with me over the phone. What's a good email address for you? That's how easy that is. Okay. Why would we do this? The whole reason that we do this is because we're building a database. We're trying to build rapport, and we're trying to create that evergreen business so that in 5 to 10 years, referral business really take off. That's the business that just comes back to you. And I know it does because that's the business that I have now. It just comes back to you. But you don't just have it, you don't just put their names and numbers in your database. Hope and pray that they'll call you someday. You have to give them value along the way. Okay. And we can talk about that another time, but you have to be able to stay in touch with them, whether it's a quarterly report, a monthly newsletter, sending them comps that sold in their neighborhood, whatever it might be, but you've got to be staying in touch with them. Okay. So next would be for the new agents coming into the business, if you have not set up your social files, I literally, I'm dying for you right now. There has never been a time more than when somebody has actually, when everybody is actually on their phones. So if you have an iPhone, which I'm on, can't do it right now. If you're on an iPhone, if you go to your settings and you go to your screen time, look and see what your screen time says. If you hit settings and then screen time is like the purple hourglass or whatever, it will say screen time and it will show you the hours you spend on your phone. I'm spending, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours sometimes a day on my phone. That's text messages, emails, social media. So if you do not have a social media platform that's set up for a business account, mind you, not a personal account. Keep all your personal accounts personal, okay? Set yourself up a business account, and if you don't know how to do that, you can DM me and I can kind of put you in touch with. During COVID, it was hands down the best thing I ever did for my business. And the reason why is it gave me an opportunity to reach out to the community, support small business owners, get to know owners, personally. I would swing by their shop, introduce myself, check out their stuff that they had for sale, businesses that we would, take that we bought, and we would post there and just tell them how excited we were that they were still open. There's never been more of an opportunity for you to get behind your communities than right now. And that's the whole goal, right? Is to set yourself up one in the community that's actually doing business, and that's in the real estate business. That's your whole goal. So if you want to exponentially have yourself a second, sorry, Trix, if you fix your business or improve your business, getting your social media platforms up is a huge it's a huge way to put yourself out there and a way to bring in additional. For instance, I tagged a restaurant who I am. I tagged them with the food, right? However, sorry, they get back into, let me try to log back in on my computer. However, they get back into, I'm gonna try to get back on Zoom. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, can you get on Zoom on Patty's? Do you have Zoom too? I think it's Zoom. Your meeting stuff. 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to get logged in one more time. Let's see. Sorry, y'all can't hear me.
Register, but there's no.
I'm gonna try one. It's so weird that our internet is down here. Do you have it?
I registered and I haven't.
Anyhow, sorry, I don't know what else to say. I'll try to so that you can see me better, or maybe you can hear me. Is that a bit better or no? You could probably, let's see.